doing something special, and we're going to be watching an interview from Envoy, or I should say Soulframe's Envoy Hour number 4. Now, Envoy Hour number 4 is when Sarah, the senior community manager for Soulframe, goes and she plays through some of the early acts of Soulframe with some of the different developers from Digital Extremes who are working on Soulframe. And in this past week, she played with Sydney Hills, who's the senior narrative design director for narrative design for Soulframe. And so we got a bunch of different little lore drops during this interview. I already listened to it briefly earlier this week when it played on Tuesday, but it usually happens during the day, like during 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock my time when I'm finishing up work for the day, and so I haven't really been able to pay 100% attention to it, and so this is going to be kind of my first listen through where I'll be actually paying full attention to what's being said, and so I thought it would just be a good time to go through this and maybe look at some of this lore with you folks. So without further ado, we're going to skip ahead here a little bit, just through the initial introductions, and get to a few minutes into the video where they start talking about some of this lore.
Tell us.
This was one of 2 names that ended up in the final Wastebear fable that were just jokes. They were kind of entered into the script as a placeholder name.
Oh, so Floppet was just a meme?
It was just a meme because it's a poppet that flaps. That's it. And then it was a floppet, and the same happened with the Wazard because it was a wizard that was not quite a wizard, so it was a wazard. It often happens that we make these placeholder names and then we all end up using them, and
the Wazard has a special place in my heart.
I agree.
That is really funny. So I was wondering how they got when you play video games, you always wonder how they name certain things in the game. And it's funny to me to just imagine a bunch of Digital Extremes people just like sitting around like a lunch table on lunch one day, just talking about the game and talking about their work and being like, "Hey guys, what should we name? The weird flying mouse thing that Verminia has?" And somebody was like, "Let's just name it a Floppet." And how it probably became a meme around the office and then became the actual name. And then changing Wizard to Wazard, that's kind of funny too. What do you call, well, we want, this thing right here to be called, he's basically a wizard, but we don't want him to be called a wizard. What should we name him? I don't know, a Wazard? That's great.
Yes, if you want to see these full patch notes, you can !forums to be linked to our official Soulframe forums, and you can read all about it and meet the Floppet, the Wazard yourself. We also had the new pact, the Bromius Pact, with some really fun abilities. Rump Thump. Sydney, did you name Rump Thump?
Well, of course.
Oh, tell us the process of naming and yes, arcanic abilities. I always just say abilities,
right.
But they are arcanic abilities, question mark?
Yeah, often we get stuff in game that is so cool, and then it comes to me needing a name, and it's like, we have, the Rump Thump is awesome. It's a big somersault, and then you crash land on the ground, and it's like, it's gotta have a name.
I heard somebody earlier this week, I don't know if it was in Discord or if it was on a Reddit thread, but somebody referred to this as like the Yoshi flop or like the Yoshi's Island flop. I don't know if you ever played any of like the Yoshi games like on Game Boy Advance or Game Boy or anything like that. Like he just had sort of this little thing where he would just go bloop. In fact, I wonder if I can like find if I can find a video of Yoshi flopping. Yoshi flop. No, I cannot find one. All right, I should have had one pulled up. Oh well. Anyways, you'll just have to trust me on that. But it's funny to me that her entire job here is basically you know, not only to come up with like the narrative pieces for the main story quest line for Soulframe, but it's also like they'll have just these random abilities that like these designers or developers will just come up with, and they'll just bring to her, and they'll be like, yeah, so you know, this guy does this thing, and we don't know what to call it. Have fun. And then they just probably walk away. She probably has like just a ton of like little sticky post-it notes on her desk about these things.
Equivalent, you know. I think I got help from the rest of the team on that one. I kind of posted in our little narrative channel, like, guys, what are we thinking? We had suggestions for Rump Thump.
What were the others?
We had Rear Ender. I thought that was kind of good. Bum Drum.
Bum Drum.
Bruin Bonk.
Bruin Bonk.
Thunder Bum, that was from Joe Buck.
Oh.
Bluster Butt from Hazel. I'm just outing you guys for your name suggestions out there. They're
I
all
like how
so
it's
good.
like officially named. That was Joe Buck's.
Yeah. I think Rump Thump, I think it was the right choice.
Rump Thump is definitely the right choice, but you have to admit that Bluster Butt and Thunder Rump are pretty hilarious as well.
Oh, 100%. Do you guys agree? Let us know.
Yeah, what do we think?
Or do you have a another version of
The
this?
Womp Womp.
The runes and totem system is now in the game. So yes, our runes are the elemental buffs that drop from sub-bosses, and the totems are what you can gain by rescuing or capturing animals. And they grant you a gift of some of their essence to help power your different slots. And hopefully we can find one today. And tell us about the totem rune naming.
Oh, yes.
What went into that?
Well, as some of our envoys know, anyone who's been following the past couple preludes, we've been talking a big game about moats.
Yes.
Just to change the name to Animotes.
This has been kind of a point of confusion for me anyways, just because when you're running around the world of Alka in Soulframe, there's like these little glowing yellow dots above points of interest, and lots of people call those moats, and they kind of like help you decipher what the name of the location is. But then they also had something prior to Preludes 10, which I didn't get into the game until Preludes 10, so I wasn't around for like the original adaptation of moats. But essentially, there was a way to slot things into your weapons to have them react a little bit differently, sort of like mods from Warframe. And this was like also called moats. And now this has been reworked, I guess, as sort of like this totem system. I don't know. I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention to some of the gameplay mechanic stuff. I sort of am only able, just because of what I do for work and then family life, I only jump into the game like once a week on the weekends for a few hours just to run around and farm a little bit and do some of the bosses. But yeah, this is interesting. So like Animotes, that kind of reminds me of Animorphs. I don't know if anyone read the book series Animorphs growing up, but that's what that name reminds me of.
And then now totems.
There's a bit of an internal story there.
Oh yeah.
Back and forth.
Always. I think the moat system evolved a lot gameplay-wise. The design changed, and as it changes, we need names to reflect it. So by the end, once we had our moats looking more like, you know, woodland creatures than little ghosty guys, we wanted something that felt like it aligned more with the spiritual essence of the animal, and totems felt like a really perfect word for that. It actually has Ojibwe roots, so it's a very local and endangered language, which I always think is cool to use whenever we can.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool. I really like that.
Speaking of Canadian roots, the Silver team asked if we can get a goose totem. There was a lot of goose totem requests. What do you think about that?
I'm so for
it. Team Goose?
I'm super Team Goose.
They asked if we can name it the Menace.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. Yeah, all of our totems kind of represent these animal archetypes that you see a lot in a lot of global mythologies. You know, like the fox is usually the trickster. I think I've said this all before, but I think a menace, goose, that aligns perfectly with
and
the
if you
essence.
don't do well on your charming, they will honk at you really loud. Although we were saying this if we got a skunk in game, because we did see a bit of a skunk on the way here
We saw
today.
quite a skunk.
That's funny. I don't know if anybody has ever been around geese, but if you don't live somewhere where there's a lot of geese are super aggressive like all the time. Like I would not try going around a group of them because you'll probably be chased and honked at. But this is interesting how Sydney's talking a little bit about how they, for the lore of Soulframe and the mythology of Soulframe, they're kind of looking at a global mythologies, right? And so we've already seen them sort of do some of that already. They've talked in the past about how they pull a lot from like Celtic myth or Celtic mythology. I have a video previously where I talked a little bit about the Nightfold and the Fae and how some of the themes from that they talk about with the Fae in game is kind of tied to the Tuath de Denan, which is the myth of fairies, like in Irish and Celtic folklore. So it's interesting how, she's talking about, foxes being tricksters and that sort of thing, and how we might see some of those themes play out later on in the story.
Skunk on the way in.
Yeah. Maybe that could spray you if you do bad on your charming. So yes, we will be showing you some of that hopefully today if we run into some of these creatures, and exclamation mark forums if you want to go read the full patch notes. We also put in be-stitching system for the first time with our friend Verminia. Also sometimes what Sydney is called when she does her excellent cosplay. Did you write most of Verminia's lines?
I did.
Did you?
I did, and I'm quite proud of her. She's a really special character for me. I think she's one of the first characters I've written where she just came really easily. I felt like as soon as we started talking about Verminia, as soon as I saw the gorgeous concept art, it was like, I know this girl,
It flowed.
Totally. And it's so fun to write her now because she kind of, having worked with the voice actor, she kind of lives in my head rent-free. Anytime I need to access her, I can
Is she your muse?
She really is. Aww. I love her.
So cool. Yes, so we are...
Verminia is the witch character in Soulframe. She's one of your ancestors who you get to actually bring into the Nightfold. And then she is the one that will be doing the be-stitching, which is the transmog system for Soulframe. In kind of where it's cool because she's actually like a blind witch who is sort of like this fashionista type person, and we just found out, I think it was either through this interview here or a different interview with Sydney, that Verminia is actually part of a coven of witches within the world of Alka, and so we'll be, as we level up our relationship with Verminia, because you can level up your relationship with like each of the ancestors that are in your Nightfold, you'll be able to unlock more of her story and kind of learn more about her interaction with some of these other witches, which is kind of a fun little lore tidbit.
Getting a lot of feedback on be-stitching, something that obviously is not coming in the hotfix today, but perhaps this week is a new change in which the Moonsteel thread will remain on whichever item you use it on. So if you use it on a certain helm, you will be able to use that helm as something to bestitch forever. Did I say that right?
I think so.
Can you wordsmith me while you're here? I sometimes have a problem with making up words that don't exist. Exclamark.
Exclamark, I think, the way I understand it is you bestitch a piece of clothing that you like the look of, and then you can apply any armor stats to it as many times as you want. So if you want to switch things up but keep your fashion looking peak, the system will support that.
Yes, so thank you guys for your patience and for playing through this weekend. We will continue to go through all the bug and feedback reports this week. It's so important to our iteration.
Which I still need to try to replay the Waste Bear Fable, which is where you unlock Bromius. I tried to play that earlier this week, and I got to the part where you're supposed to fight Bromius, but you have to find him first. And for some reason, one of the bridges in the Neathans, which is like the new dungeon tile sets, it didn't like extend out for me to actually cross the area to get to where you needed to be. And then I went to one of the revive shrines that was like in the dungeon, and sometimes you can use that to like teleport around, and it teleported me to like the arena where Bromius was, but there was no Bromius there, and there was literally no way to get out of that arena. And so it was like I was just stuck there. And so in order to get unstuck, I actually had to like log out and then log back in. And when I logged out and logged back in, it took me back to like the beginning of the quest. And so I still haven't gotten around to actually finishing the quest yet. So that's something that I'll probably have to do this weekend here.
And yeah, just thank you for your patience as we were eating our turkeys this weekend, especially. And we are excited to get back to it. And one thing about my DE Sarah account, which has been started from scratch for this new stream series that I do every week at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is it is missing our friend Verminia. And so although I would like to jump straight into the Waste Bear Fable today, there is a really important thing you have to do first, which is find Verminia. And if you are new to the game or you're going to get your code today and hop in, I'm going to show you how to do that.
So the code that she's talking about right there, so Soulframe right now is still in like an early alpha stage is what they say. Although it's more like a beta. I don't know. I feel like it's getting closer to a beta because there's more stuff to do in the game. Like there's still not really an in-game loop. The in-game loop is mostly just go around, farm materials, and try to create different packs and armor and weapons and stuff. But for what is in the game right now, there's quite a lot. I've already played probably like 35 hours so far of the game. I keep everything tracked in like a little spreadsheet that I have as far as video games and how long I play them for. And I feel like it's in a really decent spot so far. So I think it's closer to beta than alpha. But every Tuesday during these Envoy Hour streams that they do, you can actually link your Twitch account to your Soulframe account. You just go on soulframe.com and create an account. And then if you watch these Envoy Hours for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, this last one, it was 15 minutes, but one before that was 30 minutes, they'll actually just send you a code, and you can just like claim that code, and that's how you can download the game and play the game. And it's not available through Steam. You have to download like its own launcher through the Soulframe website. But then you can set it up through Steam as like a non-Steam game, and I've actually been able to do that so far on my Steam Deck, and you can totally play it on Steam Deck, which is super cool.
We are rather, but we do have a couple very gorgeous fan art pieces from the community that I just want to give a quick shout out to this week.
Yes, please. This is always my favorite part of Envoy Hour. Yes.
Okay, yes, this is Posatia. They're on Instagram, Discord, everywhere, and a beautiful piece that is our Rat Witch herself. And I want to start with this one because I thought you would enjoy it. They also made the stickers that we are wearing currently right now.
Oh my god.
So it's a full circle moment.
A true talent.
Yes,
Enchanté.
so gorgeous. Enchanté. And we have this one by Mapachin on Discord, and their background composition here was inspired by the cover art from the Bromius album cover that we have live on all of our streaming platforms, and we also have on our YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. And yeah, just a really beautiful piece there.
The album cover is really cool. I want a big poster of it. I really want Digital Extremes to start selling merchandise for Soulframe, because I would love to hang up some of that stuff like behind me here in my office or my computer room. And so having like a full-sized Bromius Waste Bear album cover behind me would be super cool.
And we also had another 3D printing by the Three Faces. They said the fam is growing. The next step is to give their avocados some colors. So perhaps next week we can check back on their progress there.
Aww.
How cute.
Avocado IRL.
I want that on my desk, a little avocado.
I want it full-sized.
Oh my gosh. If you're watching this, can we work with you? We would like a full-size avocado in our office.
Please.
Maybe if anyone doesn't want to be on my Envoy Hour, I can just have a ginormous avocado with me. But yeah, thank you guys for continuing to share this stuff on social media and in our Discord, !Discord, if you're not in there. We have so many envoys in our Discord now. I think well over 120,000. Can you believe that? I know. I think they're all my little minnows, and then I look in there and I'm like, what the heck?
It's a lot of minnows.
There's a lot of minnows swimming around. So yeah, awesome. Well, we're gonna get into it. Somehow that was already 15 minutes. So I hope some of you have got your drop or are very, very close. And I'm about to go find our...
Oops, I'm just gonna move my little picture frame here of me up here so it's not in the way of Sarah talking. Here we go.
Rat Queen Fashionista.
Woohoo!
Yay. So I think you're in here. Are you guys still here?
I'm here.
Me? Yes.
So do you mind popping into full screen?
Full screen, I think. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. You get
But of course.
very good. But of course. But first, something that I do just want to check out in my Nightfold is...
Thanks, Rue.
Rue, our king. So we had, I don't know if you've seen them, but the new starting armor sets. Well, of course you have.
Of course.
What's your favorite?
It's gotta be Siren for me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Siren is the Silent Rose pact. Silent Rose is the faction where like the former Night Maidens, who are these female knights, they've formed sort of like a rebellion against the Ode, which is the otherworldly alien invaders of Alka. And so at the beginning of the game, you can actually pick one of three starting classes. You have like your original like sword and board, which is like the Kitha King's Pact. You've got or Kitha King's faction. You've got the Silent Rose, which is another faction, which was I was just telling you about, and then Alka's Children, and then it's each associated like with these three different powers.
I love Oshada as well. I'm a sucker for the diadem. I just love the hood. I love the sickle shroud.
So good. So these have all been, like I was saying on the dev stream, unified. Sydney has been creating a common name.
That's right.
Will they all have that?
They will. Now you'll be able to tell what set your armor's in based on the first word. It was kind of the Wild West before. Everything had different names, but now we've order is restored.
Excellent. So if you
Which before that you could kind of tell that what armor was supposed to go with what armor just based off of the visuals of it. But this is helpful to kind of start to streamline, or not streamline, but group different sets in with a common name, just so you know it's more easy to find and more easy to, I guess, make yourself look good with a standardized armor.
are easily confused, like myself, you will see that common name for the Oshielda starting gear is obviously Oshielda. And yes, so that was my choice I picked, if you guys remember, in the starting screen when I first began. And so now that has been retroactively applied, and all new envoys will see that in the starting screen and get it, which is very, very cool. And there we go. Oh, what are you guys doing?
Sam and I are having a standoff here.
Oh, who's winning?
I'm pretty sure it's me, but that's only because Sam's not here to speak for himself.
Yes, we do have the DE Sam playing with us today. I was like, why not get a full squad? I see you have the mockery armor. This is so cool.
I do.
Let's go.
I love this armor. We talked about it on the dev stream. There's some secrets etched into the armor itself here. I haven't seen anyone decode it
Decode
yet.
it?
There are people trying in Discord. There is a couple of different people in Discord in the official Soulframe pre-alpha Discord who have taken pictures of this, like close-up photos, and like they're trying to decipher what is like the lettering is on the Mockery outfit here, or the Mockery armor. They already deciphered some of the writings for like the graffiti that's in the Dermac Undercity area. It was a really complicated process. I read like the post on the official Soulframe forums of how these people did it, and I am very hopeful that they will be able to decipher the Mockery armor soon, because as Sydney says, I think coming up here, the writing points to sort of like how the Mockeries were first formed, or like a little bit more history on the Mockeries, which the Mockeries, for those of you that don't know, it's like these weird sort of ghosts that inhabit like the husk of trees. They're super creepy, super weird, and we don't really know a lot about them.
Is there enough elsewhere that they can kind of piece everything together?
There's a couple weapons have got it too, the Mockery weapons.
Okay.
Yes, it would take a daring envoy to undergo this journey.
Do we have any daring envoys?
Who said Sam wins? No, he did not.
All right, so I'm just gonna zoom out really quickly on my map here for anyone that is perhaps watching, wants to take a little screenshot, my bad, sorry, and maybe needs a little bit of a look at my map. I don't know why, but anyway, there you go. Because I stumbled upon this really interesting looking.
Sorry, I keep having to change the direction of my camera here because they keep changing the viewpoint here on the stream.
Area that I was a little scared to go in alone, so I was waiting for you and Sam here to join me. But I thought that perhaps we should go check it out. I don't know why, I just had a feeling.
Ooh. I like this intuition. I'm in. Oh, this does look a little spooky.
So I think, well, actually, I'm going to play a little bit further here because I think they're about to go into, I thought they were going to go into the Nethans, but the Nethans isn't in the Verminia quest line. It's not until later that you go to the Nethans, which is the new sort of dungeon area. So we'll see where they go here.
Should we go in?
Let's just do it.
Sam is the name of your brother? Well, maybe your brother is D.E. Sam.
That
Does
would
he
be
work
a
at Digital
true
Extremes?
collision of worlds.
Oh, you're 5 minutes away from your drop? Or 5 minutes to go? Oh, very cool.
And we might just fast forward through some of this as well, because I really want to get to the part where they're talking more about the lore and less about the gameplay.
All right, are we all here? We must follow the squeaks.
The squeaks, you say?
Squeaks. Do you know how to make the sound of the rat? Wow! Whoa, watch where you're
Watch where you're thumping that
rum.
rump, girl.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
But, thank God Sam's here.
Yeah, right? We've got a whole team.
Yes.
The whole S squad.
All right. Oh yes, S team. S tier. Someone get a death counter going? Yeah, honestly.
Oh, that's
keep me
fun.
accountable. I think I could be at 4 or 5 in total deaths during Envoy Hour, but I have a feeling that I'll just start this up here, Dave.
Which I feel like they've definitely upped the difficulty in the latest update, because I have died multiple times in like what I would consider low level areas, and it's not like Elder Rain, or not, what am I trying to think of? It's not like really hard, like Soulframe, or not Soulframe. It's not like a Souls game difficulty as far as it being hard, but it is difficult until you get your weapons and some of your armor leveled up.
Oh,
Might
feeling quite
increase a little
strong.
bit today. This is so cool.
yeah, this is beautiful.
It's supposed to be spooky, no?
There can be beauty in spooky. I think that's a big part of Verminia's character.
Sydney, you're so
loves
tough.
the gross things. I am tough right now, it's true.
The faction system rank ups are not fixed quite yet. We are waiting for the hotfix to go out very soon, but it will be fixed once that occurs. Oh, get smited.
Get smited, bro.
Is it smited? Smot?
Get smote.
Smote?
Actually, I think that is
Smote.
correct. Get smote.
Is it? Can we get a confirmation?
Someone fact check that, please.
Sydney, what is a narrative goal you hope to accomplish going forward with Soulframe? Somebody.
Now this is when they start answering some of the questions from chat here, so I think this is when we'll get a little bit more into the lore.
Asked. That's a good
Ooh,
question.
That's a great question. I would really love to further progress our current ancestors with their journeys and their ranks. Right now, you can rank Tuflakane up to rank 3, maybe 5, but there's not narrative accompanying it. But ideally, as you rank up your ancestor by, Tuflakane would be crafting, Verminia would be dyeing your clothes. Maybe that's a spoiler, sorry, but as you rank them up, you are sort of helping them along on their journey and learning more about them. And we have so much exciting lore about these ancestors that I just can't wait to share.
So lots of undiscovered lore.
Ooh, many.
Can you
many
give us any
secrets.
teasers? Are you allowed?
Let me think.
I don't want to get you in trouble, but
Okay,
I seem
I
to do
will
that here.
say that Orlick's baby, you know, the one on his shoulder.
Yes.
That baby has got a lot more going for him than just whispers.
Then just
What does that mean? So, Orlick is like the scholar. He's the very first ancestor that you unlock in Soulframe, and he's sort of like this guy that he's like the keeper of the history of Alka and of Midrath. And so when you unlock different points of interest, he's like the one that's like writing it into the codex. And the reason that you don't know anything about any of these characters or any of these points of interest is because the Ode, who are the aliens, they played this song when they invaded called the Spell Song, and it wiped out everybody's memories, including your own. And so as you go through the game, and unlock these places, you're sort of unlocking these memories of, the past of what happened prior to the Ode's arrival. And so Orlick is weird, though, because he's like this old, like, Da Vinci-looking character guy, and he's got, like, this baby, like, on his shoulder that's, like, whispering to him, like it's like a familiar, and it's just really creepy, I think. And it kind of reminds me, like, if you've ever watched Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, not the new Total Recall, the old Total Recall. There's a bit in there where like one of the guys has like this mutant little baby thing that like is able to talk out of like his, I think it's his stomach or his back or something like that. That's what that reminds me of. It's just super creepy. And so I've been wondering like, what is the deal with this baby? So I'll be interested to learn more.
being a little
Than
whispering,
just-
slightly creepy baby.
Exactly. He's got.
Do we think Orlick's baby, is it a baby for sure?
It certainly looks like a
Sarah asking the real questions.
baby.
Can
that
we
answer
have
your
a poll
question?
if Orlick's baby is a little bit creepy? Oh no, don't do that.
Yeah, creepy or cute? Thoughts?
Creepy or cute?
Both? Question mark?
The message from Steve says hotfix is real soon.
Hot fix is real soon.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, can you
He wins the creepy award in my book. Not cute, creepy.
guys just wait for me to get out of this little situation?
Check it out. We got a little Diora Easter egg here on the wall.
Where?
Right here. Lady Diora as a kid.
Ooh.
Garen Rude next to her.
Where's she going?
Where is she going?
Or are they
Somewhere
just
upon a
hanging out, having
horse.
fun?
Yeah, this is back in the good old days, you know.
Oh,
A casual ride through the meadow, perhaps.
she was just a girl.
She
She had nothing to
was.
worry about back then.
I
Look at
know.
her. She doesn't even have shoes on.
She doesn't need them.
Same. Do you have shoes on? That's weird.
No, I don't.
Don't ask.
Actually.
Don't answer that.
That's cool though that they're like adding art into the game, which it reflects like the main story, some of the cutscenes. And so Diora, she is like the lead sort of Night Maiden. Well, I don't know, is she technically a Night Maiden or not? It says, the lore says that she would have made a really good Night Maiden had the Ode not arrived. But like at the beginning of the game, she's sort of like this character who has been sort of zombified by the spell song, and she's working for the Ode, and she's trying to capture Garen Rood, which is an omen beast, sort of like this magical talking animal, in this case, a stag. And apparently she grew up with Garen Rood and was like friends with him and stuff until the Ode came and until she like captured him and made him a corrupted stag. And then you have to fight this corrupted stag then at the beginning of the game. Spoiler alert. And so it's cool though that they're adding like art like that throughout the world to kind of do a little bit more world building.
So spooky. Oh no.
Who could it be? Look up, you say.
Who is speaking? Do you know? I've never played this before.
I have an idea, but I simply can't share it.
How do I get the code? You have to make sure your Twitch and Soulframe account are linked. If you / link, it will give you the instructions to do that. Where Nimbus gathered, no I watch. Who's watching us? I don't want to be watched.
It's Nimrod! Nimrod, one of the first bosses that they added into Soulframe, who's got like this lightning magic that he can call down and just completely destroy you unless you have like this, oh gosh, what's it called? It's like cloud spell or something or another that you get from Verminia, which makes the clouds go away. And then you kind of like delete his power because he doesn't have access to lightning anymore.
Did Sydney get wine? Yes, can you
wine?
show off your goblet, please?
Guys, of course
or
I did.
whatever this is. Is this a mug goblet? Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the sinecure over there.
Cheers to the
You know what?
sinecure.
They haven't seen me, but that's just because I'm so sneaky.
Exactly.
And I'm waiting for my friends. All right.
This mug is bigger than my forehead. Oh!
Rank up. Let's go.
Well done.
I'm really hoping that they add more magic weapons into the game because the magic is really cool. Just like some of the animations that of like the staffs that you have so far.
Ooh, I hear the squeaks.
Do ya?
Yes.
Oh, who could it be?
There he is. I was like, where is he? Look at him. Who is that?
A puppet.
Oh, not a very nice one.
You're gonna need a shot for that.
So, pursue the puppet.
Pursue the puppet.
Oh, pursue him.
Honestly, I think this whole Verminia quest has given me a real love for rats.
Whoa.
Nimrod.
Nimmy.
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 Oh,
Oh no, I hate when this happens.
run!
So who is this, Sydney?
The Nimrod, he is a sinecure soldier. Oh, I got him frozen.
I thought that was me.
Oh shit,
Oh,
you got him
the
frozen.
stone.
And so that's interesting that she says, she specifically says that he's a sinecure. So in the game, they've talked about the sinecure who are like, you know, the soldiers that are out walking around. And they've talked about them as like being mercenaries for the Ode, which would imply that, you know, maybe they're not the same species as the Ode. And maybe we haven't actually seen the Ode yet. which I don't know how accurate that would be. But one of the questions that I've had lore-wise anyways has been, with some of these bosses who appear to be bigger in stature and, further up the hierarchy, the Odin hierarchy, as far as the command structure, like I've been wondering, so is Nimrod like actually a Sinecure, or is he an Ode, or is he something else? So this kind of confirms that, he is a Sinecure.
I was going to say, aren't you wearing Bromius?
I sure am. No, he's a Sinecure soldier, and an especially big one of the Ode. He's got a very special role.
How did he get so big?
Must have eaten his vegetables, I assume. All of that.
Is he a giant?
all that good food that they're stealing from the Dendrit people, perhaps.
Oh, so selfish of them.
I know. Okay, well, we got him for now.
Special. Oh.
Drank his milk, exactly.
Oh, I got a Soul's Bane. Is that a new one?
Yes, I think that's a flower.
I'll have to figure out what I can do with that later on.
Time will tell.
Where is our poppet? So, are they only, is this sand? Guide me.
That away.
Thanks. I think he's already gone off without us then? A Soul's Bane? Do you remember much about the Soul's Bane?
Do I? It's definitely got some sort of medicinal properties. I know that much for sure. Perhaps we could craft, something for this Nimrod.
He's back.
Back.
Nimmy. What do you think of the nickname Nimmy?
Nimmy, I think, is quite cute and even fitting.
Yes, Nimmy.
One thing that you might notice about the Nimrod and the weapon that he's holding,
Yes.
you might have seen it elsewhere.
Yes, it's Glucaholic, or Gallic-holic, Glucaholic. I don't know how to pronounce it, but essentially it's like this giant spear thing that it's got like corruption like intertwined in it, like it's the very essence of the weapon. And when it goes, like, for some reason, the Ode are, like, going around the world of Alka in Soulframe and, like, sticking it into the world trees, which were planted by the Fae, or supposedly planted by the Fae, thousands of years ago before mankind existed and before some of the elder races existed. And it's, like, corrupting the world trees. And so as one of the game mechanics that you have to do when you're exploring the world is you go around and you have to, like, cleanse these world trees of corruption by taking Glucaholic out of the world tree. And then that kind of lets that part of the world map be able to be seen by you. Like, it clears the fog of war. And so that's really cool. But let's see what she talks about a little bit.
We're in the game.
I was thinking that looks a bit familiar.
Right. Not just that the Envoy can use it, but it's also plunged deep into all of the world trees around the map.
Yes, that is how we cleanse the corruption. We've done that here on Envoy Hour a few times. Oh.
Come on, Sydney, give us more information on it. Give us more lore.
Oh.
There he goes.
He's gone? Where'd he go?
Back to the Nimbus, where he will continue to watch.
If you set Nimrod on fire, he turns into Hot Rod? I'll have to take that.
I don't know if that's lore
Your word
accurate,
for it.
guys.
Yeah. I don't have Mora's Bane, unfortunately. Mora's Bane? Mora's Hand.
Mora's Hand.
What's Bane? What am I thinking of? Maybe one of the new resources?
Yes.
Nimrod hates trees confirmed. It's possible. Do you like trees?
Big tree fan, me.
What's your favorite
Big
tree?
fan. Willow, no
That's
question.
my favorite tree.
Stop.
Good twins.
Beautiful.
Do you guys have a favorite tree? I guess I've never really thought about my favorite tree. I guess if I had to pick a favorite tree, it would be, I don't know, like just a regular boring oak tree or something. I don't know.
I've always wanted a willow tree in my house. I think
Inside
my
your
sparrow's
house?
Drunk. Near my house, maybe not inside. But I did hear they're very bad for plumbing, and that they wrap their roots around like everything in their path.
Oh God.
So
they do. This isn't lore related at all, but I looked at getting a willow tree one time for my yard because I have like this big corner spot in my yard that constantly floods every spring when the snow melts. And I was like, oh man, a willow tree would be great to like suck up some of that water. But then I started researching and reading about it. And apparently their roots can grow to like 100 feet long, and like mess with like your neighbor's pipes and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble with any of my neighbors, so I'll just pick a different tree to plant back there. And then the tree I planted back there died because it was waterlogged. Fun story.
Yeah, apparently they're not the most safe things to have in your house.
Sam,
Oh,
I'm
someone's
following you.
downloading. Oh, that's so exciting. Very good, very good.
Sam's trying to guide me via sword throws. He's doing a great job.
Oh, I know. I lost you guys. I have to go back. Do, do, do.
Just gonna fast forward here a little bit.
Do, do, do. I heard her.
Ah, back together.
Oh, are we all together? Was there any
Description.
other potential names for the Floppet and the Poppets? Or was it always this meme that has stuck forever?
It was the first, it was actually Steve's idea to have the sparrow and poppet combined into a single creature. And as soon as that went into the script, it became a floppet.
The Flopper Chopper?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, any info on when the additional lore notes will be filled out for the points of interest? Are those written yet? It's a good question. We have, sorry, I won't interrupt Verminia, but I will answer that question.
She does not answer that question. That was the question that I asked in chat. And then they got distracted here and went on and kept playing and then didn't answer it. So like the lore notes right now for the points of interest, like some of them are completely filled out. So you have the entire lore for the entire point of interest. And then some of them, like there's definitely like 2 or 3 spots remaining that need to be filled in, which are just like question marks. And so I'm hoping that they get around to filling those in sooner rather than later, because that would be great to have some of the lore for some of those existing points of interest.
I
Question.
will catch a chill.
Catch a chill.
She will catch a chill.
Oh, there she is.
There's our
I would
girl.
have smelt your aura from here, where my sight's not drowned in brine. I am the witch Verminia. Enchantée.
Enchanté.
May you grant us some color and learn some taste besides.
Very good. Can you tell us a bit about our girl here?
Oh, yes. This is the witch Verminia. She is Brew of Hues, master of poppets. As you can see, she is a ghost. She has unfortunately passed away, though, not fully into the afterlife, not into the rings of Iridis, the rings of the moon where all ancestors will eventually ascend to, but she still lingers on Alka with unfinished business. And that is, of course, the loss of her colors.
That's kind of cool. So in the game, you've got these different ancestors that you unlock that have different functions in the game. But one of the things that the developers have talked about doing is as you progress in the game, you'll basically be leveling up your relationship with the ancestors and figuring out sort of their backstories and growing your relationship and learning more about them. And then like each ancestor has something that you need to help them with in order to pass on into like the afterlife. And we know that Iridis, which is the moon in Soulframe, so the moon has like these rings around it, kind of like Saturn or something like that. And those rings in the lore, that's like where people go after they die. Like that's heaven. What we don't know yet is there's also some lore notes which talk about Iridis coming down to Alka in like not a human form, but like in a wolf form. in that he like chilled out on Alka for a while, and we don't know if like that's like actually like real, like if Eurydice is some sort of like celestial being or not, or if that's just the mythology of the world. But we do have like these big stone sculptures and rock images and murals within the game right now that show like this wolf howling at the moon. And I always thought that that was a picture of Orangel, who is the omen beast that you talk with later on in the game, who she's also a wolf. But I always thought that was Orangel howling at Eurydice, and now I'm thinking maybe that was Eurydice howling at the moon because he missed the moon because he was transformed into wolf form. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
In life, Verminia she has synesthesia. She can taste and smell colors rather than see them.
Oh, interesting.
Right, but of course, since she's died, she's been unable to taste or smell anything at all but salt, the salt of the Silvern Sea.
Ah.
And that has made things quite dreary for her.
She can only taste salt?
She can only taste salt. Can you imagine?
Like, in a good way, or just...
I mean, I bet it would be
I do
good
like salty snacks.
for a couple, like, minutes, maybe.
Right. You don't want, like, salty French fries.
Pringles. She can only taste Pringles 24/7.
For every meal.
No.
No.
Certainly not if that means you can only see gray when you're so used to a vast variety of tastes and smells.
Someone said that is heartbreaking, but I wonder
Oh, Envoy, before you go,
if we're going to be able to help her.
I bet we can. I bet if anyone can do it.
Oh, look, I've acquired an amuse-bouche.
An amuse-bouche.
Okay, Cloud Quell. So this is a vial of sun. Cast it skyward to dry out a storm effective against...
We're going to fast forward a little bit here because I think they just go on and talk a little bit about as they go on to fight Nimrod here. So I'm just going to fast forward to the 40-minute mark here.
Well, Verminia's brines will be an array of colors that she can currently see, which is a bit of a cast of grays, but perhaps as we continue to work with her and give her new things to smell and taste, she'll be able to remember some of her old colors from the past.
Beautiful. Well, I think maybe we should go see if there is someone to meet then.
Let's.
Oh, looking promising.
What glow lies
An
yonder?
ancestor has joined in the night.
Hey there, puppets. There would be not
Oh,
enough
there
for
she
all.
is.
There's our girl.
So the Nightfold is an interesting concept because, as I've talked about before in previous videos, especially in like Celtic mythology as well, like there's like, I'd have to go back and rewatch the video that I did because I forgot all about it now. But essentially, in lots of religions around the world and in lots of folklore, there's sometimes like this place that's like in between earth and heaven, sort of like it's where people might go if they die, you know, before they go into the afterlife. Like in Egypt, it was like you had to go down like cross the river of the Styx before your heart was judged by I think it was Anubis. Yes, because Anubis would judge your heart against a feather on a weight scale, and then if your heart was heavier than the feather, like it would mean that you were like impure or whatever, and then your heart would be consumed by, I don't think it was Anubis, it was another god that was there as well. But then also with like Celtic mythology, then there's this whole thing where there was like this other place that sometimes the heroes would go after they died. In this place, they would be able to like meet some of their ancestors from long ago and like obtain sort of power from those ancestors or knowledge from those ancestors. And so I think that's sort of what they're drawing on with like this Nightfold type situation here. Like our ancestors who haven't gone on to live in the Rings of Eridus, which is heaven, they're stuck here, but they're sort of in this plane of existence where we can help them. And one of the things I've talked about in the past is the Nightfold and sort of our interaction with ancestors. It reminds me a lot of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example. So like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang, he has to like go to the soul plane or like the spirit world, and then that's where he interacts with some of his ancestors or some of the other people that live there. And then he's able to sort of unlock some power from going into the spirit world. And then I don't think they talk about it in this stream, but later on they might. What Digital Extremes is doing is they're coming out with these primordial envoys, which are like the first envoys. If you've played Warframe, it's essentially like the primes, like the Warframe primes. It's just a way for founders or for people who want to contribute to the development of the game to kind of get like extra bragging rights. But essentially in the game's lore, you'll basically like be able to channel those ancestors, like they're both the look and the power of those ancestors through you, because you're a Faken, right? You have access to like that Fey magic. And so it kind of reminds me of like in the Avatar: The Last Airbender, how Aang is able to take on some of those powers, and then when he does, he tends to look like those ancestors or those previous avatars when he's like fighting other people. But just something that I've noticed, or something that I think might be connected.
Hardly better. How am I meant to brew my hues in this washed out
Okay, a little rude. I didn't think it was a washed out puddle, but I'm glad you're here, Virginia. She is a little bit
French.
snarky. No offense, no offense, no offense.
She's got a bite. She's
got
got
a
a
little
nibble,
bit of a bite.
if you will.
She kind of knows how to lay it down, and oh,
What have we here?
This is the new bestitching mechanic that they were talking about, which is essentially transmog. This is going to be the one sort of paid area of Soulframe. So like it's going to be a free-to-play game like Warframe is, and then like Warframe, you'll be able to pay premium currency for some of the transmog items, and also for like cosmetics and stuff like that. So some of these hues that are on screen now, you'll be able to get from like plants and from foraging different resources in the world. But then if you actually want to transmog one piece of armor onto like the look of one piece of armor onto another piece of armor's stats, that's going to cost something called like Moonsteel or something, and that's going to be a premium currency that you'll only be able to buy either with real money, or it might be given out, they said, as sort of like a login bonus, or like during like events as sort of like a prize for events.
look at, yes, so
Then
this
tell
is
it we are
our
busy.
new screen for Verminia. If you have been playing for quite some time, you know it was a much basic version of customization before, and we now have a whole variety of bestitching, as well as the hues to brew, which results in figments. And I've got Verminia's brines,
That you do.
but yeah, a little gray,
A little washed out.
a little washed out. That's okay. We've all been there.
But I love a monochrome look, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes, you know, you got your little capsule wardrobe, good for everything.
Nothing wrong with a bit of gray.
Do you think I should turn myself all gray so that she feels a little bit less alone?
I do. I think she would quite appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, that would be quite nice.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here because I think it's just more cosmetic stuff here, not really lore related.
Much.
Oh, envoy.
Oh,
For you go.
there's some overlap
My
in the UI
puppets
here.
have wished
Oh,
to tell.
excellent.
Let me
We'll
make note of
take a look
that.
at that.
Something unsavory.
Unsavory.
What could it
oh
be?
no.
They squeak of red moaning in the coral glen of saccharine odor. that waft from his den. His bell tolls. Its echoes taste faintly of black, of torn barks, of claw marks, of drip, 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 zap.
So that right there, that's like the intro to the Bromius quest line. Bromius is another omen beast that you'll be able to interact with and like unlock his pact. He just came with Preludes 11, which is the newest update. And what's interesting about Bromius is like he was the Arbearer. He's the protector of the sort of the whispering trees, and like he helps grow the trees, and like the sap of these trees can help you see the future or helps you have visions of the future. But because the Ode, who are the aliens who have came and invaded Midrath and Alka, because they've like polluted Alka with ichor, which is sort of like this byproduct of their manufacturing process, the ichor is like seeping into the earth and it's starting to corrupt all of this other stuff. And one of the things that it's corrupting is the roots of these trees, and it's getting into the sap. And Bromius actually, like, he gets addicted to the sap, essentially. So, oh, hey, guys, anyone with an extra code? No, Lucas, sorry. So this is just a replay of the Envoy Hour from earlier this week when they were giving out codes. But if you go and watch the new Envoy Hour, which will be on this coming Tuesday, I believe it happens at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that would be correct. If you watch the stream for 30 minutes instead of an hour, or 15 or 30 minutes, and if you have your Twitch account linked with your Soulframe account, then you will get a code sent to you. I don't have any extra codes. I'm not affiliated with Digital Extremes or anything like that. I'm just a content creator who likes watching through some of these narrative bits and commenting about it.
Whoa. So yes, that was obviously the lead up to the Waste Bear Fable, which now we can finally do, and maybe we can get started on one task. So now that we have Miss Verminia and we have spoken to her and we have acquired that tool, which should be in my inventory. Let's see if we go to, yes, the Sap Tap. What's this?
The sap tap, well, it says it's a small spout for harvesting tree sap. Its ragged edges give the impression of having been carved by poppet teeth.
Poppet teeth.
So perhaps this gives us an ability to harvest sap.
Okay, and we could perhaps follow the Floppet into the sap dream if we discover the Webbitwood sap in the wilds.
Oh, I like the way you think.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that.
Okay.
Sappy tappy.
I don't know.
And look, what's this? Oh, not the slide. We'll take a look at that.
Oh.
Okay, so my very own Cloud Quell, and I believe we get these every single day going forward. So if you run into the Nimrod in the wild, it will help you quite a bit. As you can see, I obviously need it with that first thump he gave me.
You do not want to be caught facing a Nimrod with no Cloud Quell.
Oh no, I think we've done this to ourselves, but people are calling us old and unk.
I should never have brought up unk. I don't know what I was thinking.
I'm going to fast forward through this because I remember it's essentially just a conversation on the word unk, which apparently I'm unk because I'm so old that I didn't know what the word unk means. I had to go look it up on Urban Dictionary.
We're going to have a conversation about this on the ride home.
Okay.
These do go quite a bit faster. Oh no! Than the music statues.
Oh yeah, well done. 175 harmony. That's quite impressive.
Okay, it's okay. Tell us about harmony.
Harmony is kind of like a currency that you can use to rank up your totems.
Oh, yes.
You can get it by rescuing them or by successfully playing their songs and charming them. And yeah, it's kind of a sweet idea, you know, being able to harmonize with an animal and
Was
learn
that the
their
first
essence.
name that came to you, or was there a bit of a battle for that one?
Harmonies we tried to use a bunch of times in a bunch of different places while we were trying to figure out the name for totems. We thought maybe we might call them harmonies, but I think totems is kind of hitting the sweet spot for me name-wise. I really like the way it captures the essence of them.
Yeah.
Do you think that Digital Extremes is like a cool sort of startup type vibe to work for? So like I've worked at both in corporate America for like private sector. I've also worked for the public sector, and then I've also worked for a nonprofit for like a startup type situation as well. And like I felt each has its merits, but in sort of the startup situation that I worked for, I noticed that, you know, when you're coming up with ideas, you're just sort of spitballing, and it's very quick. Like, it's very iterative. Like, you just kind of go fast, you make mistakes, and, you know, when you make mistakes, you learn from them, and then you move on. And when it comes to like making a decision, like naming something in a startup vibe, like it would just be sort of a super quick type thing. You'd probably take like a quick vote on it, and that would be the end of it. But then in a corporate situation, like you'd probably have to have like 2 or 3 meetings over it, and probably a meeting about the meeting then, which would be sort of a slower process. And so I'm wondering, when it comes to naming some of these things, I wonder how many people are involved, and I wonder how long it takes for something to go from an idea on paper for a naming convention to actually being implemented in game. And then I also wonder if they ever go back on something and like think, oh, maybe we should actually name that something completely else, something different, or maybe we should go back and rethink this narrative lore piece. Just an interesting question I would have for maybe some of these developers.
Harmony. Oh, these guys are scary.
Oh, he's still alive.
Is it?
Just gonna fast forward here a little bit.
Lit up.
Sam, our savior.
The spell song is...
Ooh, all right, we're gonna go back.
I won't spoil it, but music is a really big part of the...
15 now.
I saw someone asking about the significance of the bells, because the bells are mentioned in
Yes, tell us about the
the poem
bells.
that Verminia just gave us, hinting about the quest, and we also see them on our corrupted omen beasts. Our corrupted sprout folk have bells.
Yes.
It's kind of a symbol of the corruption of the Ode, and I won't spoil it, but music is a really big part of the magic in this world, and the Ode seem to have been able to somehow turn it against Alka, turn her powers against her in a way. The spell song is the magic spell that they have sung over the entire world, making everyone forget their memories and believe that the Ode have always been there.
Okay, so we know, we've heard about the spell song previously, but this is really interesting because I think this is like one of the newer bits of lore that we've learned, which is the fact about the bells, which I've been wondering about this for some time here, because like she was saying, in a lot of these missions, some of the enemies that you face have like these bells tied around their neck. And I've, including the Omen Beast, so in the new Bromius quest line, when you fight the corrupted Waste Bear, a version of Bromius, he's got 3 heads, and then he's also got this bell tied around his neck. It's interesting here that she refers to Alka as her. Like, Alka is the name of the world where the game of Soulframe is set. Alka is a planet that's in a binary star system. And then we specifically are playing on the island of Midrath, and apparently there's a lot of different islands that make up the world of Alka. But then we've also heard Sydney, and then in other areas of lore, we've heard Alka referred to as her, or it has been personified as well, almost like one would personify like Gaia of like Earth. Like in some native cultures, there would be a reference to Mother Earth or Mother Nature, right? But one of the things that pops into my mind when she's talking about how the Ode have sort of figured out a way to sing a song to mess with the music of Alka, or to mess with her power, or to try to take some of that power for her own, it sort of reminds me of like the setup to Avatar, not Avatar: The Last Airbender, mind you, because we already talked a little bit about that earlier, but Avatar as in James Cameron's Avatar, the one with the big blue alien people, the one that's essentially a ripoff of Dancing with Wolves. Essentially in Avatar, right, like there's the spirit tree, and like the entire planet is interconnected with everything else, and all of the trees are intertwined, and like there's like a synapse kind of going through, like the entire planet is almost like alive in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know if that's what they're going for here with Alka per se, but it kind of reminds me of that direction, or it kind of gives me a hint that maybe that might be a direction they're heading in. I don't know.
So those bells kind of have that sort of same significance of this auditory spell being cast over all of our poor corrupted enemies.
Fairy Queen, is that in lore accurate? Did you say Fairy Queen?
Fairy Queen? I didn't, but
Okay, then never mind.
a strong inference.
So the Fairy Queen that they're talking about, in some of the lore notes right now that we have, there's references to the Fae Empress. Aurora is her name. And Aurora sort of washed up on the shores of Midrath, and then she somehow sort of became the queen of the Fae and the queen of everything on Midrath, including like all of the Omen Beast and the Avocots, or the Sprout folk of the world, and some of the other races. And we don't know a whole lot about her. Steve Sinclair from Digital Extremes and some other folks who have been on interviews in the past have talked about how they've been inspired by the Neverending Story in regards to the Fae Empress. And in that particular movie, which is a movie from, I forget what year, it was like 1980 something, 85, 86. But essentially in that movie, there's this empress, and takes the form of like a child, but in reality, she's thousands of years old. And that fits the mold for what they're doing with the Fae Empress in Soulframe. From what little we know about the Empress in Soulframe, she was around during the reign of some of the early kings and queens of Midrath, or of the Dendrant dynasty. And so, for instance, we have a lore note for the Castle Mirifer, or the Fort Mirifer, and it talks about how the Fae Empress in her court interacted with the Midrathian royal court at the time, and it was a rare occurrence. And then the Fae Empress, she essentially blessed the walls of Mirifer, and that's why Mirifer has been able to basically stand the test of time. And this is like thousands of years ago. But then when the Ode attacked, or the Ode came later on in the history of Alka, she essentially disappeared, and nobody knows where she's at now. Excuse me. And one of the things that the Ode are trying to do is they're like actively searching for her and looking for her, I think, to try to take some of her power. And somehow, in some way, shape, or form, I think as part of the main quest, probably, we are going to probably find her and interact with her and help her overthrow the Ode.
What's your favorite weapon, Sid?
My favorite weapon?
Yes.
Ooh, definitely the Royal Times.
Oh, is that what you're using now?
I've got Rift, which is the
Yes.
other split sword. I'm a big fan of split swords.
You could do a little swap. perhaps.
Oh yeah?
If you're feeling like it, yeah. Show us what you got there.
Okay, maybe I will.
If you want. Optional.
If I want. Uh-oh, I lost you. Oh, no, that's a sinecure.
Just gonna
I'm
fast
sorry to have
forward again
mistaken you
here.
for a sinecure. Of course.
Let's go start at least a faction tale, because I think that we will need to save most of Wastebear Fable for next week, but hopefully we've given you guys enough to at least find Verminia and get started yourselves.
Yes.
Sam is unicorn confirmed. He's a magical... Yeah, see, he even flies like a floppet.
Sam is canonically a floppet.
We're gonna like open our Slack after this and be like, I'm not a floppet, guys, please.
Oh, I love these environments. Anything with these flowers and the sun coming through the trees. I feel like I'm on a hike.
Yes, we are touching.
I'm pretty sure they did update the graphics in this last update for Preludes 11 because the game does look a lot prettier and it runs fantastic. For it being in pre-alpha, I've said this before, I'm able to play it on my Steam Deck, which is great because I love to just flop on the couch after I put my daughter to bed and after my wife goes to bed, and I like to just play video games on my Steam Deck, and it's a really easy way to game, at least for this stage in life. And the fact that Soulframe is able to run so well on the Steam Deck is just a godsend, and it looks fantastic too.
Grass.
We are.
This counts, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, Alqua's child, it's time for your right. Stop reading and get healing. Avocado is always a little bit grouchy at me as well. That is true. Purloined parchment. Intercept the messenger.
Take care of our Alka, will you?
All right,
Off we go.
to find some parchment. Oh, someone is redeeming and downloading. That is so exciting. Have fun. Go find your own witch Verminia. When will Soulframe be on console? Hopefully one day, but obviously.
In like 5 years. I should go back and see how long it took for Warframe to go from PC to console. Warframe came out in like 2013, and I was in college at the time, and I sold my Xbox and like all my possessions when I went to college because I knew I wouldn't be able to game in college and still like be able to pass and not flunk out. And so I didn't actually start to game again until after I graduated from grad school, which was like 2018. And so by then I had sort of missed the boat that was Warframe at the time. And then when I tried to get into it later, I just couldn't get hooked on it the same way I got hooked on a bunch of other games. But now that Soulframe has come out, it sort of has made me dip my toes back into Warframe. And I might have a video at some point of me trying to interact with Warframe and show the differences between Warframe and Soulframe. Yeah.
It is just on PC right now while we are in Preludes.
You got me.
We don't have any dates for... I am not kidnapping the rabbits. They're just granting me a lot of essence because they're my good friend.
Exactly.
That's that.
She's rabbitkin.
And yes, we don't have any dates or anything too specific for Founders right now, just that it is in the works, which we shared on Friday during the stream.
Oh, I see a world tree. Have you got this one?
Ooh. I don't think so, because I'm currently veiled here, aren't I?
Oh yeah,
Let's
get that
definitely
sorted.
stop and get that. And this was Nimrod's weapon, you were saying?
That's right. That's the Ducalic. It's
Thank you. I finally know how to pronounce that name. Duke Halleck. All right. That makes sense.
It's a powerful weapon that only the Nimrod can carry because it holds such a potent, evil, corrupting energy that it actually causes him pain to hold it.
I'm holding it.
Well, and I bet it doesn't feel too good, does it?
Yeah, I am feeling a little unwell. We're gonna have to.
So that's a cool bit of lore. So now we know for sure that Nimrod was the one that went around and actually corrupted all the world trees.
Wrap it up here soon. Excellent. Should I dare to see what the envoys have been saying here? I'm gonna do it. I have no fear. May you all have a blessed day.
Aww.
Oh. Yes. So sorry. Oh, okay. That's enough of that. Just kidding. Okay, where are we going? The Fabled Glades. Back to the Fabled Glades, may we?
To Andoran.
Do you have a favorite spot in the world?
I love the Drippin' Flagon.
Oh yeah, me
Yes,
too.
the
Girl,
Silent
we gotta
Rose
hit that
Hub.
up after this. How's your chalice doing? It's a goblet chalice.
The Drippin' Flagon is a bar / tavern that is in the Silent Rose Enclave, which is like this secret nook in the rocks, sort of by the ocean. And the interesting thing about the Drippin' Flagon in the Enclave where it's at is that it was originally like a pirate's hideout during like the smuggling / early days of the Midrathian court. And then at some point there was like a flood that like flooded everything, and a bunch of people came to help bail out the Drippin' Flagon, and so that they could drink there once again. Yeah. But it's currently where the Night Maidens in the sort of rebellion against the Ode is being formed.
It's going pretty good.
Very good. Oh, I got lost.
I can't wait until we are able to order a glass of gloaming at the Drippin' Flagon.
What is a glass of gloaming?
That is our... Ooh!
Gloaming? You mean butterbeer?
Okay, Sam. That's our
Hi, Sam.
our Dendrit people's drink of choice.
Ooh.
It's kind of a moonshine. Right. Because gloaming is a word that kind of means the glow, just before dusk or just after dawn, or vice versa, just before dawn or just after dusk, something like that. It's a little bit of a glow, so kind of like a moonshine.
Stunning. And does that mean you are a Silent Rose-er?
I am,
One
as
of the
much as
Rose.
I love Alka's Children and Kith of Kings.
Yes.
Silent Rose has my heart.
It kind of does have my heart too. I
Yeah.
might have to.
I'm a Kith of Kings person, just because I'm usually a sword and board in games that I play. In Kith of Kings, the Enclave, where Kith of Kings is, it's kind of in a hillside. But the King Finn Jotar, who's like the Sun King, he's like a sun worshiper of Mora. So in Soulframe, there's two suns and then one moon. That in the two suns